technical analysis video for Kaspa coin, ticker KAS, and the question I will try to answer in this video is how far can Kaspa go, because Kaspa invalidated any immediate bearish potential when it went above the head and the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern. Okay, now when Kaspa moved above the head and shoulders on September 12th, it invalidated any immediate downside. Now the question is, are we about to break out, or are we heading for another pullback? And there is some merit to both of these opinions. Now, as a general rule, you should be bearish at support and bullish at resistance, and Kaspa currently is at resistance, so this is not the time to make bold moves. This is the time to wait patiently and to watch to see what happens. Okay, now there are three things that I looked at to try and determine if Kaspa can go higher or not. As far as momentum goes, I primarily use the RSI, and the RSI on the daily is bullish, but I don't see any immediate divergences, not yet at least. Maybe we are at the beginning of a divergence, but not yet. On the 4-hour, there is a clear bearish divergence, meaning that price made a higher high, but the RSI made a lower high. Okay, so maybe it is beginning to be exhausted, but in my opinion it still has a ways to go, and maybe it will cause a little pullback, a small pullback, but this is not the kind of thing that makes a whole impulse fail. This is just a hiccup along the way. Now I use classical charting to try to determine Kaspa's price potential, and if we look at classical charting, we can see that we have a cup and handle pattern. Actually, we have a cup and handle inside the cup and handle, but I'm referring only to this cup and handle, and you can see that we have an uptrend, a pullback, a rounding bottom, and currently we completed the cup, and let's say that we consolidate below this resistance level, and theoretically Kaspa can break out. Okay, let me move to the daily time frame because I think it's better. Okay, now, so as far as classical charting goes, our potential here is at around 6.8 cents, but remember that classical charting is not 100% correct all the time, and patterns do fail. Now there was another tool that I used, which is the echo indicator of the Lux algo, which uses previous price action to predict future price action. I changed the default settings to 100, and why did I change it? Because I think it is more accurate, but there is a catch. But if we refer to the echo indicator, or to the Lux algo echo indicator, it presents us with a target of 8.2 cents. Now, why is it important that I change the settings? Because the default setting of this indicator is 50, and if we switch the indicator to its default settings, it shows us a potential for a pullback to 3.5, an option that in my opinion is still very much on the table. Now regardless of classical charting and indicators and everything else, we trade support and resistance. We trade the levels. Currently we are at resistance. Don't do the mistake of trying to front run the resistance in order to buy the breakout. Wait for the breakout and the pullback. Okay? Once you have a pullback, ideally to the 5 cent level, and you see continuation up, it means that we have a support and resistance flip, and this is where you enter your long position with the stop loss below resistance. Okay? Now I think there is a fair chance that this breakout will take place, but if I had to bet on it, usually breakout trades fail and retail traders get wrecked. So use risk management. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take a long or a breakout trade, but use risk management, use low leverage, and be ready to cut the trade if it fails. Okay? That's all I have for you on Kaspa, and I hope it helps, and I will see you in the next video.